The Crew Motorfest just dropped another video on the road to year 2, and this one has something very interesting hidden inside it. Prestige tickets. Let's go. Real quick before we get into it, if you like your content to be short and to the point, consider subscribing to the channel. This is what I do. I do the Crew Motorfest, Need for Speed, and other racing games that I find interesting. So anyways, that's what it is. Let's get into the video. All right, here it is, man. The brand new video. It's a 45-second video, and then we're going to break down some things that I recognized in this video, some things that I've seen early on, and we're going to explain some prestige ticket action. Let's take a look.
I'm Anthony. I'm a project coordinator here in Ivory Tower, and I'm following up topics such as the summit and the main stage for each of the season of the Crew Motorfest.
Okay. How did you rework the custom mode? Here we go.
Allows to replay a mission from the different playlists with a different configuration and choose another vehicle tab.
All right, so he's just going over the original custom mode. If you didn't notice, in my last video, we talked about all of the different tabs that are in the playlist menu now, and one of those is custom mode, and it didn't used to be there. It was located somewhere else. When you would go to an event, you can change the event type to custom mode, and then you can, you know, use whatever the other allowable vehicles are for that course. So if it originally was like a Street 2 race, you could then like switch it over to say AGP or hypercar or whatever you want. And as long as it was compatible with that playlist, they had it limited to like say 6 or 7 classes, but you weren't doing anything super odd. Like you weren't going to take like a motocross on a drag race, but it had some options there, and that's basically what he's talking about.
Type, different weather, etc. And we thought, oh, maybe we can add a dedicated progression with this custom. So now you have a new tab in the playlist menu.
Here we go.
You can earn medals.
There we go, right in the middle. Collect medals as much as you can to align them on rows and columns to obtain prestige tickets. This is how you get prestige tickets. And then on the right, use your prestige tickets to get special rewards available from the shop menu. There's going to be a prestige shop. You're going to be able to use the prestige tickets, and this is how you earn them, by replaying playlist races. Let's take a look.
Configuration, and on top of that, we added dedicated leaderboards for each of the vehicle types.
Yes, dude!
So
dedicated leaderboards for each type. So now you have Street 1 leaderboard for each race on this tab. So he's looking at Vintage Garage right now. You have Street 1, Street 2, Drift, Racing. Look all the way across. Actually, I'm sorry, you can't do Drift, Racing, Hypercar, AGP, it looks like. Oh, that's on the second race. Excuse me. See how those boxes are grayed out? You've got Drift, Racing, Hypercar, AGP. You cannot do that on the second race. So that's probably because it's all in the dirt, and you wouldn't want to do that race on Drift, Racing, Hypercar, or AGP. Maybe Hypercar, but the other three certainly not. But you can't actually select those things. Anywhere you see those stickers, those medals is what they're calling them, those are dedicated leaderboards. So now every single race in the Vintage Garage and other playlists will have a separate leaderboard for each class that is allowable to be played on that race. This is phenomenal because most of the leaderboards were taken up by whatever the fastest class for that race was. So on Kiss Me Combi, for example, AGP happened to be the fastest class to take that race. So the custom leaderboard was just full of AGP cars. Now there's an AGP leaderboard, there's a motocross leaderboard, there's a rally raid leaderboard, there's a Street 1, Street 2. You can be the fastest in each of those classes. This is so good for anyone who likes to time hunt, and it makes me excited because this feature alone is going to add a ton of replayability to the game. Now, do you want to keep replaying all of these races? Maybe not. But if you're looking for prestige tickets, this is the place you're going to get them. Notice if we zoom in to Street Tier 1, there's a little ticket with a P on it. You're getting 100 prestige tickets if you complete the Street 1 area. And the same thing goes for that very first race. So the rows that go across, that's your race. And the columns that go up and down, that's your class. As long as you complete each one of those things, you'll get prestige tickets for each one of those things that you're doing. Now, this is quite a lot of prestige tickets just for one playlist. I'm not 100% sure at this point how much the cars are going to cost. We know there's going to be summit rewards because they already showcased that in a previous video, but we don't know how much those things are going to cost. My guess is that you'll have to complete multiple playlists in order to actually buy a summit car, and those cars are probably going to have some sort of delay on them, maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months. I'm not really sure, but we'll find out in the coming days. Anyways, I think out of all of the ways to implement prestige tickets, this is a great system. And you can tell, even with my last video, that they are really trying hard to add replayability to the game, which is something that I've harped on them about for a long time. The game needs replayability. I wish they would add replayability in the PvP section, like I said, but the fact that they're adding it to the PvE is okay. Let's go ahead and see what the rest of this video actually says, because we paused it with 5 seconds left.
Now you can compete with your friends or with the world in all these different configurations.
Nothing important. You can compete with your friends of the world in all of these different configurations, meaning if you want to go on staying ahead and you just want to do AGP, you can compete with everyone else that's doing staying ahead and AGP. Awesome. It's a very good feature. I'm glad they finally talked about this. I'm glad they finally put this out there, because I actually saw this in the early access and I was pumped on this and I wanted to share it with you guys, and I just couldn't because NDAs. Anyways, that is it for this video. It's a very short video, to the point. If you like that stuff, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, my DMs are always open for you guys if you want to come out and ask me questions on Instagram or Discord. Those are the places that I check. So send me a message there and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can, even though sometimes that's not for a day or so. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.